Hi everyone, it's Laura. How are you guys doing? Today I am going to do a challenge. The challenge was take one sheet of designer paper and see how many cards you can make with it. This challenge is a little bit different because it's one sheet of designer paper or pattern paper and then one sheet of colored cardstock plus your base or your card. So that gets a little trickier. You can, most of the one sheet wonders, you can, use your pattern and as many of the colored as you need. But this is going to be your card, one sheet of the solid color, and one sheet of the pattern. So I'm going to make this really, really simple and make all the same exact cards. I'm probably going to take these and make sets, gift sets for them. So they're all going to be the same. So I have my card base here. I'm going to decorate on this piece. It's just a piece of white cardstock that is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. I have my 12 by 12 sheet of just colored cardstock. This is by Cricut and the color is peach. And then my 12 by 12 of pattern paper. I don't know the brand of this paper. I had it in my stash and thought it was too pretty. I had to use it. It's probably from a value stack or like a hot buy stack or something like that. So anyway, let's get to it. What I'm going to do is start off with cutting this piece because this piece is going to match this piece. So I need this piece bigger. So we're going to start with this. Hopefully I can fit my trimmer into view so you can see how I'm cutting it. But like I said, all the cards are going to be exactly the same. So I'm only going to show you how I make one. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to take my 12 by 12 sheet and I'm going to cut it at 4 inches. I'm going to take that again, cut it again at 4 inches. Alright, so that should give me 3 4-inch strips. Right? Roughly 4 inches. Wow. Okay, and then I'm going to take this again. I'm going to cut these down to 4-inch squares. 1, 2, so that gives me 3 squares for each strip. So it gave me 9 4 by 4 squares. So I'm going to take these 4 by 4 squares and set them aside. And I'm going to take my pattern paper. And I am going to cut this down to 3 3/4. And that is going to give me this little strip left over. We're keeping that. We're going to use that. Alright, so I have 1, 2, and 3. And now I'm going to cut these down to 3 3/4. Okay, keep this. We're going to use it later. Keep going. There we go. Keep that. We're going to use it later. Okay. So this should give me 9 of these as well. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right. Move this out of the way so that you have a basic idea of what I'm planning here. So this is my card front. This will just be glued right on top of my card as the card front. So rather than working on the actual card that's bent and moved and everything, I just use flat piece of paper or cardstock. So what the plan is I have my white piece here. I have my 4x4 there. And my pattern paper on top of that. Like that. I'm going to have my sentiment down here. We're going to work on that next. And then a little bit of embellishment. But I wanted the paper, because the paper is what I really liked, I wanted that to kind of be the showcase of the card. So, that is the plan at the moment. So, now that you got the idea, we're going to set these aside. I think I'm just going to set them down over here. Like that. Okay. And then, these little strips that we cut off, we're going to cut these down, because I can get, let's see, there's 3, 5, 6, I can get 6 here. And some of these are going to be put on the inside of the actual card. So, if, for example, this were my card right here, and I took this designed piece and I'll put it right on top. So when you open it, you have this pretty little piece right down here at the bottom to kind of tie in the inside of the card. That's the plan. So it'll only be on 6 of them, but that's how you can use the rest of these. Alright, so what I want to do next is the stamping. I'm going to take my Stamp Perfect here, just my stamp positioning tool, and make sure that I have everything ready for that. That would be good, huh? Okay. So here's my card base right here. I'm going to line it up so it's centered on here. Like that. Okay, what I want to do is make sure that I have the card, like the layout of the card, kind of set up the way that I want it so that I know that I'm stamping right where I want it. And once I do one, then I can do a whole bunch altogether. So it'll be something like that. So I'm just going to put those down like that. So my stamp is going to be right in here. The stamps that I was looking at using, let me put this behind here. I got these from, honestly, I'm not sure where I got these from. These might be from AliExpress. I don't know for sure. They were in my stash and I plan on using them. So, I'm going to do this hello right here. Okay, so I want to center this on there. Kind of line it up to exactly where I want it. Yeah, that looks good. And then lift it up. Okay, the ink I am using is Delicata Pigment Ink Celestial Copper. Now this actually is really, really, really light. And so I have to do it over and over and over again for you to be able to see it. But it has this like kind of coppery, rose goldish kind of color to it. It's really pretty. So let's get that started. I'm sorry my arm is in view at the camera. I do this a number of times. There's one. See how light that is? So I'm going to turn it sideways so I can get most of this in the view. See how light that is? So I'm going to keep going. I'm going to do it a couple of times. It's all nicely inked up right here. Back down. Press really good. Some more. There, like that. Let's see. And maybe one more time and I think we'll be done with this one. Alright, that's good. Put the lid on that. I'm going to set that aside. Wipe off my stamp. Ooh, it moved around. Okay, I'll let that dry. Because this is pigment ink, it is going to take a while for this to dry fully. So I'm going to just set this white piece aside to dry while I work on the others. Okay, so I'm going to take this and move this out of the way. And let's get back to this. So I'm going to take my base and my square here. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some score tape. This is just Suquang score tape. And my Tim Holtz scissors. I like these when I'm cutting anything sticky. I'm going to turn this over, get the back of it. And woo! Have tape rolling everywhere. Don't you just love it? Oh, went a bit far on that. There we go. Alright, so there's that. Give me the pattern paper here. Alright. There we go. Now give me my little doohickey thing. Okay, and then we're going to take this piece that I already put the tape on the back. Get my hair out of the way. And let's line this up. Go. All right. Okay, let's see. I think I like it like that the best. All right, let me bring my card front back. I'm sure that that's not dry, but I'm going to flip this around because I want to line this up as well as I possibly can here. All right. So there is that. Now, what I was thinking to embellish it was, I've got this really cool bright twine stuff. Here it is right here. Let me get the wrapper off of it. Sorry about the wrinkling. Alright, let's see if we can find the start. I think that's the end. There we go. So I was thinking about wrapping it maybe. I wonder if that could be too bright. Or maybe I should just make a little bow. So let's see. Woo! this stuff definitely wants to do what it wants to do. So what do you think? Just a bow so it's not too much? Or should I wrap it? I think that I am going to go with... This is really, really bright. Wow. Really, really, really bright. Let me see here. Sorry, I think I was out of view there for a minute. I am not so good at tying bows. They always come out really wonky looking when I do them. Definitely wants to do what it wants to do, doesn't it? Excuse me. Let's see what I've got in terms of bling. These ones. These have these little ones this color. Like that. Yeah, I like that. I think I am going to go for just the bow and some of these little gems. I think that's what I'm going to do. I think. So, alright, so let me find a few of those little gems in there. I've already used a bunch of them. It's one of my favorite colors of these gems here. And these gems are just, I think they're dollar store gems. I'll put that there. So let's see if I do like... Let me find some more. And another one right here. It wants to stick to me. So what do you think? Sure. Let's go for it. Okay, the glue I am using here is Art Glitter Glue. Dries clear. This is an old bottle. I just keep refilling it over and over and over again. Before I do that, I want to attach this base to my card itself before I make it all three-dimensional and bumpy. So let's flip this over. Put this on here. Okay, let me grab my card base. If I can find it, what did I do with it? There it is. So I think this one I'm going to make it a top folding one. It'll go on there just like that. The top folding one. Set that side there. Let me take off all the backing. like that. I like to do this backwards so the crease is towards me. So I'd be upside down on this. And I just kind of bend down real close to see the crease. There, like that. Excuse me. There we go. So now when you open it, while I'm at it, I'm going to take this little piece here, one of the scraps that we left with. I'm going to put it inside right there. Use your doohickey thing, Laura. There we go. I'm going to take that and I'm just going to kind of line it up as best as I can and hope that it is straight. Like that. So now outside of the card, inside of the card. Alright, now let's put our fun stuff on. So I want to wipe off that. Okay, I think I want those gems to be right about down here. Alright. Wish I could take the little stickiness off of it. One. I don't like the way that they have the little glue on the back. There, like that. That's pretty. I'm going to fix up this bow a little bit. Sure, that works. Put it right in there somewhere. I use a whole bunch of glue. Kind of hold it there. Alright, so there you have it. Okay, make 8 more exactly like this, and I've used up an entire sheet of pattern paper, an entire sheet of colored cardstock, and they'll all be exactly the same. More than likely what I will do is probably make little card gift sets with them. So tell me what you think. Let me know if you guys like them. Thanks. Bye.